And I'm live, of course, as I will know in 30 seconds from my phone, which is playing the stream, so that I can see if I'm live. Cool. Well, so, okay, look, I get it. Why are you not seeing me painting? I do understand. I do. Let me tell you for why. Because I don't want to paint anything today. There you go. There you go. I'm live. So yeah, I just didn't want to paint anything today. I got all my stuff and I was like, what should I paint today? And I even have some more stormcast if I wanted to paint them. And I was just like, nah, don't really feel like it today. Which wasn't planned, you know. The intent is that every week I do some hobby. Wasn't vibing it today. It is what it is. So anyway, there you go. So I guess I'm just talking instead. Hello everybody in chat. Don't worry, this is the beginning waffle, the beginning scone, if you will, where I just chat for a little bit until people turn up, so that you have something to listen to before I get into it. There you go. So yeah, don't worry, there will be hobby on this stream on a regular basis, but this week I was unprepared and didn't really want to. Let me tell you what hobby I've got going. You know that... I'll show it to you. You know Vargaroth the Scarred? He is a Forge World dragon that has been out of stock for ages, because, you know, why would he be? This bad boy here. You see him? I have him. Unassembled, untouched, just in that closet there. We're all in the closet to some degree, and in this case, Vargaroth the Scarred is very in the closet. Just there, about 2 meters away from me. And I was like, you know what? It's finally time. I'm going to go through a whole series. If you watch, you know, I'll only ever do him on stream. And I will go from cleaning all the parts to fully built, painted, etc. But then, it's a huge model. And long story short, I just got told I'm getting evicted. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I shouldn't build that yet. I should wait till I'm in the new place where I'm not going to get evicted again and build it then. Because otherwise, no way those wings aren't breaking off in a move. You know, let's be honest. So, but one day I'll do that, assuming I continue the streaming thing. Yeah. Warcry is amazing, says one of the 30 odd players in the UK. Yeah. We could talk about that. I thought that was interesting. You know, I made a video on it because it's interesting, it's exciting. I really want to like Warcry or just find a new fantasy skirmish game. And so just the tantalization that, hey, Warcry is getting changed is cool. It's a cool idea because it might then become what I want. But yeah, I doubt it will. So anyway, I just thought this was interesting stuff, and I tried to respond to as many things as I could before I went live here. But you know, whatever, it's cool. Yeah, well, Jin, if you go by what people say in my comments, it seems a lot of people really like Warcry. And a howdy to Mark, how's it going? Allow me to... I'm trying something new for the followers. This is a Diet Coke, no caffeine. I thought I'll buy this this week because it's gold. And I'm feeling a bit gold. Do you want to know why? Because the one ring is gold. And I thought I'll try a gold one instead of the new Pepsi. There you go. I might be a little bit psychotic. Because that's not a joke. That is how that is literally what I thought. That probably explains a lot to you, of my psyche to you. There you go. Right. I'm pinning my hopes on Warcry. What's the worst that could happen? Firstly, great name, bonus hole. We all wish we had one of those. Why are you pinning all of your hopes on Warcry? That's my real question. because I'm doing it because I'm a bit crazy. Why are you doing it? I want to like Warcry 2. I love the first edition. I don't know if I was ever really into Warcry. I played it a bunch for the first season, but then just kind of stopped. In fairness, I'm going to be honest. I haven't played enough recently to really like say much. It does seem like a system where I could change a few things and have like a really solid game. It kind of feels that way, but I don't know. I am overly harsh on Warcry, partly spurred on by the fact that its boxes are always in stock, which implies poor sales. So, you know, I do want to buy Pyre and Flood or whatever it's called, but I haven't done that yet because the weekend it releases, the 20th, I'm not here, I'm not in the country, so it'll be a bit of a waste. I don't know if it's still around when I go to a store. I will pick it up. Because those Lumineth look great. Are we a day early for Mr. Yes, Jin. Unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with me today. Instead of the streamer we all wish we were listening to. GW just got rid of the good Warcry minis. They did get rid of quite a few good looking models. I can't lie. I think there are other good Warcry models, but I will say a lot of the second edition models have not sparked with me. They haven't done much. Whereas a lot of the first ones, even if I didn't pick them up, like I didn't like the Unmade, but I totally get why somebody would like them. I don't understand why anybody would really like what was the release warband? Not the Horns of Hushert, obviously. The Rotmire Creed. So who knows? Classic millennial. Sir, my brand is gold. That's what I'm loyal to, baby. I'm like a dwarf. Maybe dwarves are what I should collect in Middle-earth strategy battle game. I promise I post only one comment per video about really liking Warcry. Thank you. I think everyone wants to like Warcry. GW seems to do everything they can. I don't know. Do they, though? I don't think they do. I don't think they've treated Warcry badly as a thing. I think they've done just fine. They haven't done anything wrong with it, have they? For example, as a content creator, when Warcry released, I was given the Warcry box and the compendium. They then released the compendium for free for everybody online as a PDF. Rumour has it because of shipping situations and issues, but it's like, they just let everybody have it. That is a positive thing. That's a good thing, right? What have they done wrong? I really don't know. The mechanics are the mechanics. If you like them, don't like them, that's not them doing something wrong. Again, as much as I'm not particularly a huge fan of Warcry, potentially, it's the only system they have that's won any recognition ever. So, you trust Corvus Belli? Okay. That's good to know. It's good to know. It's interesting, as I got more into Warcry and looking around, poking around in Infinity, there's a lot of salty people about how Corvus Belli treats Infinity. But because I'm not in it, I don't care. And so I could just ignore it and just be like, oh, it's weird that they don't like Corvus Belli. Because from the outside, Corvus Belli has a lot of positive things going for it. So I'm sure, you know how it is. When you get into something, it's very easy to take the positive as just run-of-the-mill default and focus on the negatives. That's human nature. Pyro Flood sold out at my LGS, but the Kill Team box is still... Really? Wow, okay. How? That's like... Do you have, reverse meta? What's going on? The Dagger Shield deployment thing is stupid. Totally agree there, Mark. Just take that out of the game. We don't need that. That is probably one of the things I dislike the most. I understand what it's there to do. I think it's a terrible decision. I'm not against having different sides of the board you can deploy in, sure, But legitimately, you could just have your cool model, like just, oh, that doesn't deploy till the second to last turn of the game. Oh, whoops. Why would it do? Anyway, it's a stupid implementation of a potentially cool idea. Don't forget how good the space frog head looks. Space frog head? Oh, is that what that is? Is that a space frog? I just thought it was a cool random statue head. I think it looks awesome. I also really like the way they've painted it. Armade, fantastic. Yeah, a lot of people love the Armade. I'm a weirdo for not. Totally understand. If you're looking for Dwarf and Vulcan Flameseekers... So, here's the thing. When it comes to... I don't want to be that guy anymore. I was that guy in Kill Team. When it comes to what's good in the game, I don't care. I don't want to know. I just want to play the game. Telling me a team is good, I don't care. I want them to all be viable. Just do that, and I'll play them. That's fine, and I'll find out how they are, what they are, how they are when I play them. I like the Vulcan Flame Seekers because they get a cute doggy. So 100% yes, I might actually pick them up because they'd be super easy to paint, and they have a cool dog that I can paint in lava. Comparing Warcry gameplay and Kill Team, what do you think one have better than the other and vice versa? That's a big thing. Okay, let's be positive. As much as I prefer one to the other, I do think that they are two very different products, and that is a good thing. They should not just be Fantasy Kill Team and Sci-Fi Kill Team, or Fantasy Warcry and Sci-Fi Warcry. They should be different products. That is good. One should be easier and more casual than the other. That is a positive thing. It covers more of the potential market. I just think that Warcry misses in a few important aspects for me personally. That is literally all. I hope you never take away the notion that I'm thinking Warcry is an objectively bad game. It's not at all. It's just, it does a few things that I think make it a worse game than it could be, for me personally. And I obviously think for the majority of people. But that might not be the case. Also, it wasn't playtested. Just so you know. Hot insider secrets. Not that I know any, officially. But it wasn't playtested at all. There you go. The second edition, that is. I don't know about the first edition. Cool. So, that's a thing. So, comparing Warcry gameplay and Kill Team... I've just read that one, sorry. I really, really like Line of Sight and... what's it called? Orders for Kill Team. I think they are game defining and they're really good. Obviously, there are a few issues with how Line of Sight works in Kill Team, but I love the order system. I think it's genuinely one of the best things in Kill Team. Really strong. There you go. And as I said in the video, I think if you made something more out of the fight mechanics for Warcry, you'd have like a really... You'd have something there. You'd have something there. I think it's weird that we're sat on my own screen. Whatever, we'll come back to that. I just got to catch up with chat, and then we can... I meant to have chat open here. I'm looking at my phone. I don't need this. I haven't set the stream up well, sorry guys. Right. Let's keep going. Warcry doesn't get the sort of balance updates that Kill Team does. It does mean that... Oh, that's a fair point. Sorry, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes, of course. I completely forgot. But you know why it doesn't? Because they don't care. And it's not meant to be a balanced game. Just throwing it out there. Like, if it was meant to be, they'd probably fix it. I guess. I don't know. I've said some hot things there that I can't back up, so let's ignore that. The awards were for first edition, but second edition isn't fundamentally different. They've added like one mechanic, which is reactions. If anything, that makes the game better. I don't think the awards were for the nitty gritty of Warcry. They weren't for this is a well designed team. It was this is a well designed game. They haven't changed the design of the game. PDF rules were definitely a good move. Yep, personally, it is the box matchups. Oh really? Okay. Ah, okay. So you're just saying you don't like the teams. I agree. Actually, I don't think the teams for second edition have been particularly strong. Now, I actually do rather like the current teams, Pyre and Flood. I think they're both cool. Lumineth more, but I can appreciate some Ghosts. But this is like the first box where both teams have really interested me at all, really. I remember that Cypher Lords were good, but I can't remember why. The Dagger Shield Hammer deployment is actually great. It takes out the standard turn 1 deployment, usually are 2 on turn 1 and the last one on turn 2 out of 4. That also be, I disagree. There you go. I think it could be done better. I understand what you're saying, and again, I like the idea of different deployment zones, and I'm even okay with them being randomized. However, 100% my own personal experience, I did have games where I wanted those dudes on the board, and instead they have to turn up in some random corner of the board. I can't do anything. Rip Orc Brutes, am I right? Like, this, yeah, it seemed pointless. Seemed objectively bad. Like, genuinely, I will say that. It seemed like an objectively bad mechanic. There you go. I agree about the 3 deployments. Should be scenario bound, not forced to exist in every game, especially in a 4-turn game. Nice. The deployment stuff works a bit differently in competitive Warcry mission packs. Each mission has its set deployments, but you have to pick your battle groups for all games in a tournament, I think. Fair enough. I can't recall the depths of it. I feel like it's a bit of a misstep to say, hey, this super casual Warcry game, only play it with the competitive bits, and then it's a good game? I don't know. That's fine, though. That's how I play Kill Team, so I take that back. I rescind my complaint, sirs. You like the idea of stuff turning up later in the game? I like the concept. I guess I just wish I could choose, maybe. If it was always the dagger turns up later, that would be okay, maybe. Don't know. And it just changes, like, where? I don't know. I don't know the game. There you go. Chase the Champ just got here. As you can tell, I'm reading... Sorry, guys. I'm just reading chat because I'm behind. I can't even see how far behind because I'm using my phone instead of the actual recording software like I'm supposed to. Also, FYI, I have Chrome open. Sometimes when I have Chrome open and my recording software, everything crashes. So if I suddenly go offline, consider that the end of the stream. And I shouldn't have Chrome open. My bad. No catching up with chat. We have infinite... Yeah, my bad. Oh, we're there. Oh, thank God. Okay. I mean, please keep talking. Because I literally have nothing... I'm not hobbying. So I will just start talking about other things. I was surprised to hear there wasn't any playtesting for the 2nd edition. The points updates were very well done. The math is tight. Great. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Again, that is not in any way official. Because nobody would officially know that. That's not the only thing they did. The game was fundamentally altered in terms of how you move. Was it? You'll have to run that one by me, Major Tom. I don't recall that change. Did they? Oh, I'm trying to think now. What did they do? Nope, can't remember. Okay. I feel you can always tell what Games Workshop cares about by what games actually get a quarterly data slate update. Is that what they care about, or is that what they think their player base wants for that system? For example, I have absolutely no doubt that they did care about Blackstone Fortress and Curse City, or at least the people that designed those games cared. They don't need updates. Can't buy the expansions though, can you? Those were bad examples. Those were very strange releases. I don't know what's going on with those. Cypher Lords were great because of good base movement, on-demand fly, and the ability to nerf your opponent's attacks. Nice. Have your models in the wrong deployment is a skill issue. Maybe. But I'm okay with that. I don't care. I could be bad. If I'm bad at the game, and then therefore the game is not fun, that's still on the game. I can be bad at games and have fun with them. So it's still a Warcry issue. I'm cool with that. I've never said I'm a good player at anything. I'm pretty bad just at everything in life, so I go into everything with that vibe, to be honest. So I want your hot take. What do you like of Kill Team 1 versus what you like of Kill Team 2 and what you hope for next pass? I I like Kill Team 1. A lot of people say it's objectively a worse game. I disagree. It's just it's literally a completely different game. I liked list building. I think that taking list building out of Kill Team is a big mistake for multiple reasons. And I also liked that it was teaching. It was baby 40k. A lot of people complained about that. I thought it was great. As someone that wasn't ready for the step into 40k, I liked that I could learn 40k as I played. Yeah, I liked a lot of stuff from Kill Team 1. Injury roll was obviously dumb. But there you go. However, I do agree that in general, I think if you're looking for a full game to like be your main, Kill Team 2 is the better game for that. And again, I think that the way terrain interaction works is really, really good. I really like the order system and terrain, line of sight, etc. I think they need to make it easier to understand for new players, but that's not, you know, that's a thing they have to figure out. Yeah, because, you know, 2.5 years later, we still have people saying, "Hey, how does line of sight work?" Which is dumb, right? So there you go. But in general, I quite like both systems, if I'm honest. Obviously, I haven't played 2018 since 2021 released, but that's fine. It's just because I like where the community is. I like just the hype trains that you can get on with the existing community. And 2018 doesn't have that. So there you go. Hello, Brewster Minions. I don't only play the competitive mission packs with Warcry, but I thought you might appreciate their approach as well. I may have to look into it, yes. Season 1 was a 3-turn game and you could have stuff arriving turn 3. That rings a bell for me. But I want to say they must have fixed that in 2nd edition, right? Because I'm sure that doesn't happen anymore. And you know what? It's possible that I'm thinking back to how the three deployments worked in the 1st edition and not how it's changed in 2nd edition. So maybe it's different now. I did recently play, thanks to one of my friends down here, my stormcast guys. What are they called? Sword Swarm? I don't know. And I'm pretty sure I had one of my or two of my 6-man team turn up in like not the final turn, but the preeminent turn. But I don't know. I don't play it enough. I agree. I should give it a few more cracks just to really nail things home. Pirate Flood is the first box, is the Catacombs box where I like both in. Hype. Nice. They stop you moving when within 1 inch of an opponent's mini and ban flying when carrying objectives. Okay, well, not being able to fly when carrying objectives makes sense. Wait, these sound like good things. You just complained. Stopped moving when within 1 inch of an opponent's mini. Okay, I mean that is standard Games Workshop thing. Oh, so I'm saying so you can't like jump round to the other side of the model? Is that really a negative? I don't know. Like that's not. It doesn't sound like a negative inherently. It sounds like it's bringing it in line with the rest of GW games, but you tell me. I don't know. They stop you moving. Yep. Kill Team 1 was more fun. It was. There was less to learn, and there were less gotchas in Kill Team 1. So, yeah. It was a more casual game. There's no doubt about that. Kill Team 2, for its sins, is a very tightly written game, and you really do have to know, yeah, a lot of gotchas, and that's just the way the game is. I appreciate how different Warcry and Kill Team are. They serve very different niches. Agreed, and different niches both need to be filled, as we all know. That GW made such a great casual game with Warcry should be recommended. Very easy to teach. I agree, 100%. I was saying this to Brewster's Minions just the other day, who was talking about getting into Dead Zone. We played a game on the weekend, and he's looking at, you know, Halo Flashpoint coming out, and maybe buying into Dead Zone. Fucking hell. And talking about, like, you know, he wants a nice easy, casual game to teach people when they're like coming in off the street and they're new. He's like, and Dead Zone is a good game for that. But I did recommend, look at Warcry. It's a very easy game. You fully understand it in about 5 seconds. It's not. I think the complication there, of course, is that, well, how deep does it go? It's great that it takes 5 seconds to understand, but then, how long does it take to master, sort of thing? Not the who cares. I'm just saying, that is the common complaint about Warcry. I'm not saying that. Again, I have not played it enough. Major Strong has very strong opinions about movement when engaged and reactions. I disagree with how important the effects of these are on the game. I probably agree with you, Zingbo, knowing Major Tom, but I'm willing to listen. Ultimately, I would just have to play the game, though. What I hate of Kill Team 2 is that your kill team from the index, not from boxes, still sucks. What I hate of Kill Team 2, it's that your kill team made from the index, not from boxes. I don't understand what you mean. Kill Team 18 was a mess. The phases and activation stuff was excessively convoluted, and the injury roll stretched out the Warhammer combat system even further. I disagree. You are forced to just play the pre-packaged Kill Team. Oh. Okay, yes. Well, I mean, yeah, that's one of the core conceits of Kill Team 2021. There is no list building, correct. However, it's what got me back into the hobby, so I had to that go for. Yeah, fair play. Okay, blimey. Well, we finally caught up with chat, a mere 25 minutes in. Let's talk about the point of today's video. What did I call it? I can't remember. Oh, right, yeah, I can't. Right. I wrote some. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up the chat on my actual software so that I can still see chat. And then I'm going to open up. No, you don't want to see that. That's for me. That's for me. Thank you. There you go. Not there. Okay. Okay, now I get off of that and I go to my notes. Do I have them? No. No, why would I have them? Of course. Why would I have them? I like to think I'm drinking the One Ring. Nice. Okay, here we go. So, leaks. Allow me to go through my bullet points so you all know what's coming in the next half hour. Leaks. Obviously, I just did a video of that, but as I was typing my notes, that was the first thing that kind of happened. The GW cycle of hype. Horns of Hashut going to new army. Sacrosanct getting removed, rumours they get redos. Proxy everything. Move to other systems. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, suck my dick, mate. Still have them in box, it's been 6 years. How long must things be legal? All just a comms issue, as always with GW. Warcry Gen 1 removals. Warcry in general getting canned. Underworlds 2. No one cares about Warcry losing everything both in their game and in AOS. Kill Team 1st, 2nd edition. Usable in other systems. There you go. Cool. Right. Can I embiggen the text over here? Because it's real small. No. Okay, back to Major Tom. Before we get into those bullet points, I don't know. I'll comment on everything there. I don't know how long I'll be here for. As without the hobby, I can't guarantee you the full hour and a half, 2 hour stream, really. Yes, there was a lot of skill to optimizing your use of sliding when engaged, and consolidation moves, etc. were very common at the time. These were things that added depth. Now there is less depth. Okay. As for reactions, they are just a way of mitigating the fact you screwed the pooch. If you like games where it isn't punished, fine, I don't. Conceptually, I agree with the first part, disagree with the second part. Again, I don't know how they actually play, but yeah. The second part doesn't ring true, from what I know about miniature games. I love that K-Team allowed me to use my wild mods for no good reason. models in a purposeful and fun way. Yeah, for sure. Being able to create your own guys is super fun and cool. Okay, let's do it. Sorry to move away from Warcry. I know that's what we're all here for. I'm just a Warcry channel now, it turns out. Don't think I get the views of a Warcry channel, so that's fair. You know what? All this talk of Warcry, I will have to play a game of Warcry. I just finished painting my Black Talons. They have rules. I will throw them on the pitch and see what they do. Why not? Let's see if I can do that. Cool. So, leaks. We don't really need to talk about leaks, do we? I just did a video about it. We've all watched the video. It was interesting, I guess. I don't believe any of it. Some of it might come true. There was so much in that leak document that like some of it might just happen to be true. A lot of it didn't sound correct, but you never know. You never know. Right. The GW cycle of hype. So, okay. Let's take a step back. Let's frame the picture. Let's set the scene. Let's... don't know. Drink the Coke. So, people are upset. People are upset that Games Workshop has canned some models that, as far as most people are concerned, are too new to be canned. Okay? Now, what does that mean? How does that affect people? Certainly, I'm not really a Twitter guy or a Facebook guy. I do use Reddit. I scroll Reddit more than the others. But all over my feeds, I'm seeing people being upset about such things. Still, you know. And I've got to be honest, I struggle to find it within me to care too much. And you know, this is something like, when we went from Kill Team 1 to Kill Team 2, I think going into Kill Team 2, I had like 2 teams. After having almost every single faction in Kill Team 1. In Kill Team 2, I think I had 2 compendium teams that worked. That was it. Nothing else was functional. I think it was Grey Knights and like one other maybe. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Now what? So, yeah, that was, but I didn't care. I enjoyed that I got new stuff. Now, that's probably a me issue, to be fair. And sure enough, online, people were pissed off. They were like, oh my god, I can't believe Games Workshop would do this. I distinctly recall, and I'm going to bring it up now because I'm going to bring it up again later. There were people saying, I can't believe GW would do this to me. I haven't even played a game with my Kill Team starter set yet. You know, the one that released 3 years ago. It's like, mate, if you haven't done it in 3 years, you weren't going to do it. You're just complaining for no reason. Like, you're just complaining to complain. You probably need to check your mental attitude, frankly. Yeah, that's going to come up again later, and I will dig more into that sentiment, don't worry. So, the GW cycle of hype. If you follow any other games, a question to the chat. Who in here is GW exclusive? Like, serious question. Do you only play Games Workshop games? Are you only interested in Games Workshop? Because I know a lot of people are Games Workshop exclusive gamers. 100%. They will just straight up refuse to play anything that isn't Games Workshop. You also do get the other side, which is people that refuse to play Games Workshop because they used to play Games Workshop and now they got out of that system and they just kind of are bitter and resent GW. They're obviously fewer and further between, but yeah, a lot of people just GW only. I could never ever get someone to play War Machine, but if I say, hey, GW released this new rule system using Age of Sigmar models and it's War Machine, they'd be like, yeah, it's a really good game. I was like, oh, okay, all right, fine. Warcrow, the upcoming skirmish game from Corvus Belli. I'm really excited for it. I know, no matter what I do, it is going to be really hard for me to get games of it. And the reason it's going to be really hard for me to get games of it is because it's not a GW game. That's the only reason. Also, unique to my local area, you know, I can't even get a game of Shatterpoint, a Star Wars IP by Asmodee. Like, that's insane. That should be rife with players. And sure enough, like at the recent Adepticon, it was. It got quite a lot of players signing up for the tournament. Logo to me? No, not a single player. Can't find them. Don't know where they are. So, just throwing that out there because, next point, Games Workshop has a very unique release schedule and hype cycle. And I think a lot of people get burned out. So with this removal of a large part of a tiny fraction of their range, but a large number of individual models, I think a lot of people are having their first taste of having their models invalidated, right? And as someone that has very recently decided to move away from being a GW exclusive channel, essentially, let me tell you this, unplugging makes everything so much more enjoyable. You know, like these people, they just need to unplug. I guarantee you most of these people, like 90% of these people complaining at the moment are GW exclusive gamers. Just unplug. Get off the socials. Just go and chill out. Like, this stuff doesn't happen outside of GW, really. It does sometimes, you know. But every company does it very differently. But also, more importantly, other companies don't have the same cycle as Games Workshop does. So whereas Games Workshop, in fairness, partly because it's so big that everybody hypes each other up, right? Like it's a spiral. But yeah, GW hype gets really quite large to a slightly insane degree. And I think that once you manage to take your first step away from GW, which might be spurred on by an event like this, things kind of get better. I'm not going to lie. You know, getting out of there is pretty good. Yeah. So my chat's not updating. So I'm looking at my chat here. I'm like, oh yeah, great. Nope, it just hasn't updated. People are talking, and it looks to me like people aren't talking. So, oh, there we go. Miles behind chat. Sorry, I was dragging on, trying to drag things out, because I thought no one was talking. Bloody chat, mate. Okay, great. I see Sam Man of Terror. See you at Sleep. I will see you there, sir. I will see you there. I'm sure we can make a lore video together. The Lore of Terror. Right, I've completely lost the chat. Sorry, guys. Most reactions. We're just a way of mitigating. Yep. Oh, seriously? Yep. We'll see you. Hello. People, I'm always waiting. Jack. We need to play some Warcry, apparently. You need to teach me. So, let's lock it in. It's almost impossible that something in that word salad won't come. 100%, yes. It's very telling that Headracker's Mad Mob and Kagra's Reavers are on their chop list, but also definitely won't be leaving Underworlds. Won't they? Can't remember. Okay. GW only. Non-GW games are not played here. Yeah. Yep, fair play. Rule says indie titles. Saying, being a GW burnout myself, I like seeing the bitching and gripes while simultaneously not being emotionally invested. I agree. You know what? Yeah, it's just like, I'm gonna get some fun drama soon. I'll move up my fun GW bitching drama because it's funny. So sometimes I sometimes cheat on the side, but everyone knows GW, so it's easy to find people. Like having other rule sets for the same models. Yes, I'm a big fan of that. I think that's a really good reason to have miniature agnostic games. Although I will say, I'm not a fan of them, but that's a whole other issue. Took me about a year and a half to get my hordes of fish built up and painted, but I finally have. So I can believe that some people, yeah, indeed. I'm afraid of Kill Team V3. I put a lot of money into, yeah. fair play. Yes, GW exclusive, but I don't play the GW game that interests me the most. Which one's that? I've only played Kill Team, but I own other rules and models. In fairness, KT2 came out just after COVID. Yeah, COVID was the thing. That's fair. Not GW exclusive. Played loads of different games. Malifaux, Bushido. I don't know, Meg. Plus board games to sink a ship. Oh no, it's jumped. Where have I gone? Bollocks. They're in a galaxy far, far away. Release schedules release everything all the time. The release schedule is insane for GW. We play games at stores. Stores run 40k and very fair. Yeah, indeed. Don't want people to play games they don't play. I mean, I kind of get that. If you're running a local game store, you're there partly for your hobby. The shop near me, and let's be honest, GW makes the most money, so makes sense. The shop near me has people playing a fair amount of indie games. Frostgrave, Silver Bayonet, Saga. I need to play Frostgrave. Need to get on that. I've managed to find people to play whatever weird game I want to play, which is great. I'm looking at OPR for the first time. I can't stand... I'm sure OPR's a fine game, but the OPR zealots really get on my tits, if I'm honest. They don't sell in the store, yeah. Local metas are very real. I live in an area where the main GW games are Necromunda and Blood Bowl. That's mad. I also find it hard to care what GW says they will or won't do with the models I own. They can't come to my home and stop me from using them. They will melt, they will trigger the... I'm bored of that joke. Cool. GW is going to much into FOMO. We're going to have to discuss what FOMO is. 4 years of saving up, only spending money on SCE for 2 years. I couldn't even play because I didn't have 2,000. Now my was 100% legal, illegal. If I go offline, it won't change the fact I lost 4. Fair. You can use your SCE with one-page rules. Right now for free, the system is great. And that, Piotr, is why I don't play Big Hammer anymore. Yes, store don't sell. Okay, well, fine. Right, while you're here, while I see that message, Piotr, my lad, I struggle to believe that anyone would say you can't proxy your evocators as another model. I legitimately don't see any sane person saying that. Straight up. If they do, I will dox them. There you go. Oh, wait, can I say dox and not get demonetized? I will be very polite to them. And I shall lick their boots. I don't know. We got to have our game of Infinity for... If I'm honest, Jack, you missed me on... I was hyped for Infinity, but then I've lost interest. So you're going to have to really push hard on that one, to be honest. With everybody talking about Warcry, I want to find out if it's good or not, again. Necromunda, we're going to buy a library, play one game. Plus nobody in my area played. Yeah, Necromunda. It's a weird one. I played it like an intro game of it a month or two ago for the first time in ages. It seems fine. Like, it's not a bad system. I'm sure, apparently it is heavily exploitable, though, because it's just dumb bollocks that you could just pile on top of each other. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a real gentleman's agreement game, if I'm honest. I think if you're playing with a friend and you both play in a similar manner, Necromunda could be an amazing game. Maybe one of the best. But... I wish I played Kill Team or Warcry. Having 100, 200 bucks gone is bearable. 800, not so much. I agree that sucks. However, they're not truly gone. Right? I mean, as I say, I really struggle to see if somebody would deny you proxying your evocators. That would be insane, and that is then their problem, not yours. I'm going to come on to it later, but GW communication is all that's missing. From that message, they just needed to add like one paragraph, and nobody would have problems. Well, everybody would still have problems because everybody just loves to cry about things, but they just missed like one important paragraph. What's a Skinner box? A Skinner box is something that people will... So it was originally a psychology experiment done on rats, because that's what you do, back in the day, that has been taken forwards into computer gaming most often. as a way to make people spend money on things. So when we talk about FOMO, we in the same sentence we'll discuss a Skinner box. Basically, it is a way of keeping you inside a specific system that is designed to prey upon human psychology to make you spend more money than you actually objectively would like to. There you go. To really cut it down to its basics. It's a gaming term. Best way to think of it. So yeah. I want to play Necromunda, but I have the same problem here. Nobody plays it. Yeah. Yeah. Imagine how games that aren't GW feel. It's mad. Store owner was a fanboy with a 3D printer for terrain and got hyped for Necromunda the Dukes. Oh no. Disaster. It's fair. People aren't particularly reasonable. Oh, you don't know Curva, mate, then. I envy people playing in UK, US. People here don't allow I mean, I understand not allowing legends, because that's a separate thing, but not allowing a proxy of an official model. Well, I think you need to stop playing with those people, if I'm honest. But okay, you can't stop playing with those people, so I understand. I disagree. I think you need to write a strongly worded letter to the community and say, look, we all know what's just happened. I have a full evocator army. Everybody, you decide. I want you to post below me. No, I can no longer play with any of you, and I have to leave the community. Or, yes, I can proxy. And if they tell you to leave, just fuck off, do something else. Get a better hobby. There are much better hobbies to have. And yeah, I don't know, that annoys me. Anyway, let's keep going. Secretaries are good proxies for liberators. Are there any obvious proxies for evocators? Sword and Wand doesn't seem like a common loadout in the other stormcast. There are no immediate things. However, if all of your stuff is evocators, I think it's quite easy to say everything is just a liberator of some sort. But again, I suppose you could argue that I'm too liberal with my proxies. I don't know. Lewis Holland Clark, I went big into Kill Team, but I always go back to Infinity. You should get back on the hype train. Check out the new Torchlight sectorial if you're a fan of GW models. I have the new Torchlight guys. They're all built. I've even given them their first coat of paint. Kind of. So yeah, don't you worry. I know what's what. But again, I'm more interested in what they're going to do with Warcrow, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, there you go. But I have to play some Infinity. Maybe after I've played that again, I will understand things better. I would totally proxy Sacrosanct Stormcasters existing units if I played AOS. I think they look better. I agree. I think they're cool looking models. I think everyone agrees with that, to be honest. Most important, store owners don't want you to play with no longer legal stuff. Worst part is my 40k army was White Scars. At least it was recast. Why can't you play White Scars? That doesn't make any sense. I think you guys might just be misunderstanding how models work. I don't know. Sacrosanct re-release with big fanfare in AOS 6. Oh, 100% there's going to be a re-release of the Sacrosanct. Okay, 100%. Right, that's the GW cycle of hype. Let's quickly move on before I get run away with by the chat. Horns of Hashut going to a new army. So, there's this leak, there's this rumour, right, where the Horns of Hashut are the latest models that are being removed, right? And the rumour is that they will become a Chaos Dwarves unit, right? Which, like, honestly, that makes total sense. Yeah. That is one of the things that, so in the leaks, I didn't point it out because it was weird, and I didn't want to bring that energy to the video, but one of the leaks said the Horns of Hashut were removed because it's going to go to a faction, and he said that wasn't true. And then he went on to say Chaos Dwarves aren't coming back because they're too anti-Semitic. And I was like, well, this is on 4chan, so this is this adds a little bit of a trolling vibe to it. So maybe everything here isn't quite real. I struggle to see it. I don't know, maybe I just don't know the dog whistles well enough, but who knows. But I can very much see the Horns of Fashat having been removed because they're going to release a new army, I guess. But then maybe that would be weird. Why wouldn't you want to still sell them for Warcry? Why would you need to remove them? What does that gain you? Don't know, really. And then finally, Sacrosanct getting removed. Rumours they will get redos. I think that's an interesting one. So that is where my gut immediately says, yes, they're going to get a redo of the Sacrosanct models. Right? It's like, cool. Then it kind of makes sense they remove them from sale. Can you still buy Liberators? No, they just removed Liberators, didn't they? Yeah. So they remove all of the Sacrosanct so that they can re-release them in a year's time. Right? Cool. However, does that then mean that's the Age of Sigmar cycle? They're just going to re-release the different chambers? What's going on? Like, that's not an exciting cycle. Although, yes, I would love to see all of the original stuff upgraded to Thunderstrike armor. That'd be awesome. But, like, I don't know. It's not the most exciting release cycle, I guess, to just redo everything 6 years later. I don't know. Hello, Rodrigo. It'd be so cool if Infinity was a thing here. The models look so nice. Would love to play a Russian army. I really like the Ariadne models. Less so. Well, I don't really know who the Russians are. They're the Cosmoflots, aren't they? I just like Ariadne models. I think Infinity does probably the best modern models. In the sense of, if you just want like a normal looking Spec Ops dude, you go Infinity over any of the actual modern skirmish wargaming or modern wargaming models that are out there, I think. Unless I missed some models. I don't know them all, obviously. But, yeah. I think Ariadne are pretty awesome. Hold on. Sorry, old chaps. Been wondering if the Horns of Fashat might return as a vanguard unit for Hashat Chaos Dwarden army, but it's been purely... It's all speculation, baby. That's all good. Major Tom, I'm with you there. I hate metal models. Having just assembled... what have I assembled? Oh, too much. Hack Islam, Torchlight Brigade, and the US Ariadne. No, not the US. The Tartary Army pack. I am sick of metal. Hate it. Can't stand it. I was talking to someone about Shorts in Blood Bowl, and they suggested they were too problematic having slaves, etc. But Dark Eldar have slaves. Maybe not allowed actual modelled slaves anymore? Chaos Dwarves are Babylonian. Are they Babylonian? I don't know in what way they are anti-Semitic. I genuinely don't. Like, legitimately, I'm not, like, playing dumb there. And, like, yeah, I legitimately don't know in what way they're supposed to be anti-Semitic. Not going to support with rules. Rules we pay for, that should be free. It's totally ridiculous. Don't know where that came from, Robert. But I agree. Rules should be free. 100%. Yeah, I agree. Removing Horns of Fashat as a Warcry warband might mean there be Reeboks with AOS branding and without the Warcry... Oh, yeah, you get the War... I understand, but why do that? That's not needed. You have other warbands that can be used in Age of Sigmar. You could just do that. They could just be in the upcoming Chaos Dwarfs Codex as a Warcry warband, as other codexes have that already, couldn't they? I don't know. Yeah, Chorfs are Babylonian, Iraqi, but it's still a poor take of an ancient culture. Yes, as opposed to the Aztecs that were absolutely bloody nailed by the lizard men. I agree. Anyway, Sure. I don't think slaves are a problem. Plenty of factions across fantasy and sci-fi have slaves. Literally, all of the Age of Sigmar factions are cannibals. It's mad. They need to chill out. Hello from Tahiti. Oh, hello Tahiti. You know what? I'm going to throw out some geography for you here. I don't know where Tahiti is. I've heard about it. I hear it's nice. I have no idea where Tahiti is, actually. Like 40k on crack, will Lumineth, Sea Elves, and Strawberry Dwarves be reset to? Why would Lumineth? Oh, right. No. There you go. I've answered that for you. Easy. I'm in China. It's 3 a.m. Oof. I didn't realise you were around in China at the moment, Mark. Hope you're back in time for the wedding. Releasing a Chaos Dwarden army allows GW to redo their aesthetic to avoid any legacy issues. Yeah, that's a fair point. You know, like we know in Necromunda they deliberately didn't redo the, I'm going to say rat skins. Is that what they were called? The scat? I'm going to stick with rat skins. And, you know, that was clearly a conscious decision. Because probably a lot of people would have liked the rat skin army back. Yep. Tahiti double O. I think they could change the Tau looks of the Chaos Dwarves easily. TOW? The old world. Sure. Wargames Atlantic has some great plastic models for agnostic skirmish games. Wargames Atlantic does a lot of them. That's definitely true. In a very GW aesthetic, still, I would argue. Or like that, you know, heroic proportion where their hands are as big as their face. Kind of thing. Babylonians were a Semitic people. That's good. Yes, as a 5-year-old, on a wing ball in Nineveh, I don't know what that sentence means. Don't know if you remember me, but we had the tourney with my custom compendium buff. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, I recall. A player showed up with Grey Knights and another with heavy intercessors, but did fine. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm surprised how many people turned up. Did any note that they were turned off by the custom rulings? French Polynesia, 4-hour flight from NZ, South Hawaii. Okay. Now I know where you are. Okay. I'd love to go back to Hawaii one day. Not if I buy a house. That's not happening, is it? Rat skins, but funny story. Look at the most recent pre-orders for Necromunda. Yes. But I believe that the rat skins issue wasn't due to just... I don't know. I'm moving on from this topic. There you go. I ordered my minis in France, but can't get spray cans here. You have to order your... Why in France? Well, Assyrians and Babylonians would skin people. They wore the tool hats. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. That's pretty wholesome. Winged bulls, Yasu, G'day, all in Persian and Iraq folklore. That seems fine then, doesn't it? Back in Europe this summer, it'd be easier to play. Good. And I can't even begin to pronounce that Cyrillic alphabet word, but hello. After the subject, I'm going to play Mantic games. Oh, nice. Nice. You know, Mantic does what Mantic does. I'm a fan of Dead Zone. Looking forward to how Halo Flashpoint does. Okay. So the next bullet point is proxy everything. Despite what in chat Piotr is saying, I maintain that any sane person in the world, when presented with the facts, will just straight up allow you to proxy your sacrosanct chamber as anything, as whatever you want. I legitimately cannot see a reasonable person saying no to that. I agree it shouldn't have to be on you to ask that concession from them, but no sane person will say no. I don't know. Maybe dox your local game store on Reddit and Facebook and have them downvote, like mass reported. I don't know. Don't do that, obviously, but maybe consider it. I don't know. Move to other systems. So obviously, this is a big thing, right? You're seeing lots and lots of people saying, I can't believe GW would do this to me. You know, like, first they came for the Horus Heresiers. I was not a Horus Heresier, so I did not speak up. Then they came for the Firstborn. I was not a Firstborn, so I did not speak up. Then they came for Kill Team. I was not a Kill Team. I did not speak up. Finally, they came for the Sacrosanct Chamber, and there was no one left to speak up for me, right? Like, it's got that vibes to it. I do understand. But people online, I mean, I would probably... It's interesting to see the backlash of people saying, that's it, I'm done with GW, I'm out, I'm going to go play other game systems. And honestly, I hope they do. I hope they're not just being little crybabies and like saying things they don't mean. They can play GW too. But like, everybody should be playing more than Games Workshop. So that sounds like a great thing that's occurred. Every time GW does something like that, if you get people going to other systems, I'm really happy about that. Yeah, that's great. So I hope that's true when they say it. There you go. Easy one. Easy one. Yeah, go play other systems. There are so many out there. And if it's your first time playing a game that isn't Games Workshop or Games Workshop copied, aka one-page rules systems, which are literally just GW leech games, which is fine. Like, I'm not saying that in a negative way, just they clearly are basing everything they do off GW, which is fine. Many systems have been brought up doing exactly that. Then you will find a whole bunch of different and interesting mechanics, not just in the form of, oh, this is an interesting data sheet that I could use in 40k, not at all. Not some homebrew stuff. I mean, full-blown, everything is different. And I think that's really good, and it can help expand the way you view wargaming and tabletop gaming in general. So, I'm a big fan. Did Mantic have a AOS WFB like game? Yep, that was Kings of War. That's right. So in fact, that is what made Mantic. Yeah. So when Age of Sigmar released, you know, Old World got canned. That was around when Mantic popped up and like became big by releasing their Kings of War game, which by all accounts I hear is a really good game. You know, it's basically simplified Old World, pretty much. Which is basically what Mantic does. They tend to take a GW game and simplify it, streamline it a bit, which I think generally is a good thing. And then, yeah, you know, that's Mantic's motto. They take a GW game, simplify it, and sell models at half the price. They're not particularly good models, often, but they're due. They're due. Some of their newer stuff is really nice. So, yeah, Kings of War, check it out. You can get the rules, I'm going to say for free, but they're online. They don't have an app, but it's online. Proxy is life. We are just stand-ins until we get in. Fake 3. Hey, I think paper standees are top-notch. 100%. They look great. Like, they're really not bad, you know? First time they came for the WB 3rd Ed High of Dragonkin. Yes. Indeed. I think it is the speed. Horus Heresy was an off game. Classic Marines were so... Hold on, I've got my cursor in the way. Classic Marines were 30+ year olds. No, I do agree. 6 years old is a bit mad. I agree. We're almost on to me making fun of somebody about that, but we'll get to it. I'm proxying my Drake Lions as Advec Chicken. Smashed it. Easy. Job done. Is Kings of War the fancy version of Grimdark Future? No. Two different groups. So, Kings of War, Firefight, Dead Zone, and Warpath are all by Mantic. Then you've got the one-page rules system and Company, which does Grimdark Future, and I don't know the rest of their crap. I don't play them. I don't like them. There you go. I'm sure they're great. A lot of people love them. They're not for me. But yes, different companies. I started mid-second ed AOS 8th edition 40k. Maybe because of this, I am so new to the culling thing. I don't think that's your. I wouldn't take that as your fault. You know, like yeah, if you buy an army, it's crazy that 3 years later they say, hey, you can't use your army. I agree, that's mad. King's War is a version of Rank and Flank Fantasy. Yep. King's War is completely separate from one-page rules. Yep. KOW is great. Agreed. I've never played, but I hear good things. And I'm sure that if I were to play a Rank and Flank game of that sort, Kings of War would probably be the one for me. Right. I've put here, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, suck my dick, mate. I don't really know what I meant when I put that bullet point. So I'll probably just pass on that one. As you can tell, sometimes when I write my bullet points, my scripts, I'm in a particular vibe. I don't know what that one meant, so I'm just going to move on from that, actually. Right, so somebody on Twitter, under a Twitter post from The Honest Wargamer, The Honest Wargamer made a tweet saying, whatever it was, how can anybody buy an army from GW after what they just did to Age of Sigmar? And I, because I'm me, just posted easily, shrug. And that's fine. But somebody else posted an interesting anecdote, which was that he's absolutely gutted. He can't believe this happened to him. He still has his sacrosanct Soul Wars box, all new in box. Not built, unpainted, unbuilt. He can't believe they do this to him. And honestly, I laughed. Yeah. There you go. Because, you know, what's that about? Like, come on, man. It's been 6 years. And now you're saying, oh, I was just about to do that. No, you weren't. You were never going to do it. You have a purchasing hobby, not a building and playing hobby. Just, you know, it's fine. Like, that's a good hobby to have, but don't pretend that this has changed your life in any way, shape, or form. So that amused me. And if you want to downvote the video because I laughed at somebody's pain, I vibe with that. That's fair play. I can't argue with that. But the question there is, how long should things be legal? Because it's great to say that always. I don't think that's true. I think that things do need to cycle. I even said it in my video covering Age of Sigmar and the pruning. You know what? Like, when I first went on to Wikipedia, because, you know, don't pay GW for rules, I checked out Stormcast because I think they look cool. And if you look at the pop-up of their number of battle tomes or units, but data sheets, it's insane. It's like, this is the beginner faction that everybody should have. It is literally impossible to know where to start. What do you do? Now, again, this is a GW created problem. They bloated that faction out so large in a game that has very minimal, like, not list building, but like delineations between different units. So it's not like I can think, oh, I want to run a heavy support, and so I can look at just that column. It's like, no, here's just 80 data sheets. Have fun. So, wait, what are these? Oh. So this is 100% a GW mismanagement, 100%. But also, you know, I ain't no little bitch. Companies have to make money, and GW makes money by releasing models. So they're going to release models. It would be crazy to say that GW is not allowed to release models, and they have to make money otherwise. That's not what they do. So GW has to make money. They're going to release models. At some point, they have to cull the models. how long can something be legal? Like, what's acceptable? 20 years? Okay, well, that means we're going to have 50,000 products for GW if they never removed anything. 2 years? Probably not long enough. And everybody's appetite on that is different, to the point that 100% I know that many people that just heard what I said are disagreeing with me and saying, yes, things should be legal forever. Right. Kings of War was by Alessio, who also made Warhammer Rules 7th, I think. That rings a bell. Eckhart, hello. What about A Song of Ice and Fire, though? I'm going to be honest with you. I lost to Lannisters too many times, and they pissed me off, and I got triggered, and I'm selling most of my Song of Ice and Fire. Also, because I have to make room to move house, to clarify. But I got really annoyed by that game. There you go. I got tilted. Yeah, I'll keep one faction, but I bought way too much, so I've got to get rid of a bunch. And in the grand scheme of, I need to, you know, I've got so many games, what do I play? It won't be one that comes up again too often. But I've got it, you know, it's cool. Co is still I go, you go, which is it? Is it full I go, you go? Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, my chat's broken again. Bollocks. I found it. Okay, nice. Which prison are you in? Can I send you a food parcel? Shh, just give me a sign. It's the haircut and clothes. Just call me daddy. Okay. I won't do that, but sure. Thanks. I had a game of 40k once, and my opponent had bare metal power claw on a base. Okay. Well, obviously there are limits to proxying. Thank you. Thank you. Let's not tar everyone that is okay with proxies with the same brush. Thank you, thank you. I wonder if GW is going to call other first ed AOS stuff. The steampunk dwarves, the IDF, etc. They're all... No, they're not going to. I bought my last models for Christmas, 6 month evocators and Asteria. Okay, I understand that you're frustrated at the moment, Piotr, but... like... if you genuinely think they're going to do that, you're not understanding what they've just done. Unpainted models still in box last forever. Hell yeah. Those are still good to go. You know what those are? That Soul Wars box? That is called eBay. Well done, you have just made money. Congrats. 9 years / 3 editions seems fair to me. It seems fair to you. Does it seem fair to everybody? Because it seems like 2 editions 6 years is not anywhere near enough, you know? 9 years seems like a really long time. For me personally, I don't own any models that I owned 6 years ago. Now that's me, that's a personal thing, but legit, why don't you guys have such high turnover in your lives? I have lost everything from 6 years ago in my life. What are you guys doing? How do you stay so consistent? Am I just an entity of chaos? If you want an army to last, play historical. Exactly, sure, play other game systems. If you bought your army mid-second, you finished it year or more in 3rd ed, you had a year playing the army. Match play should rotate to keep fresh. So, this is going to be an interesting hot take, but I think rotation isn't the worst idea. Yes. I don't know how it should be done, and in reality, there'll be so many people that disagree with that, they probably shouldn't do it. But I actually don't think rotation is the worst concept. Still be interesting to see how well the ones being squatted sell. Yeah. Why would you have 3 editions of a game in 9 years? Yes, a fair point there. Why on earth is 9 years, 3 editions? Yeah, very good point, very good point. GW is a bit mad. I really... talking about, Kill Team, right? I don't feel like I need a new edition. Well, maybe I do. I don't know. I just feel like they need to do, a new edition. There you go. I was going to say some core rules updates to just bring it slightly in line and then continue. But that's literally all the new edition's going to be, so fine. That they could do that. I guess that's a new edition, isn't it? It is kind of stupid making things online only, Warcry Season 1 gangs, and then claiming they don't sell enough. Oh, did they? I know that they shipped them to Age of Sigmar, so you had to buy double in one box. Were those online only? Yeah, they would be, wouldn't they? Well, yeah, I can see that. Alana Jacobs, hey guys, sorry to hear you've been having a hobby burnout. It tends to happen from time to time, but you're still in the game, an inspiration for me. Rock on. Thank you. Yes, huge burnout, obviously. I have not said too much about that really, but to cut a long story short, my YouTube channel is a place for my overflow of excitement and hype to go. So when I'm really excited about something, I want to make a video on it. Obviously, that hasn't been the case for Kill Team for a long time. I've been doing it for other reasons. And that was me forcing it, me trying to make it something, even though the vibe was lost. So now my channel is no longer Kill Team based, because I have lost that excitement for it. I will still do Kill Team videos when I have that natural excitement for it. Otherwise, I'm just going to do videos about things when I'm excited for them. Hence the leaks video today. I was excited about them. They were cool. I'm never going to make that leaks video again. It's a one-off thing. But it's like, I read them. I was like, this is cool. Let's talk about it. That was cool. I liked it. I'm going to do a War Machine how to play video because I'm excited about some new models coming out and to do a how to play because I feel like a really, really good one hasn't been done on YouTube yet. So I'm excited about things, and that's what my channel is all about. For me personally, I mean, because content creation is a release of that excitement. I'm sure other people go and make posts on social media, they start hobbying more stuff. I don't do that. I make content with my extra excitement. There you go. So, channel's still here. These live streams are so that I can chat to the community, because I still love the community. The more the better. But me making videos is an extension of my excitement. And that's what it should be, instead of me grinding the algorithm. Not being tournament legal is really... I think that's a very fair point as well. Tournament legal is a big deal. I agree, actually. That's a very good, fair point. If something's not tournament legal, it's great that you can... I can proxy anything with my friends. Who cares? If I can't take it to a tournament, what am I doing? By no means the first GW done this, I think. High off Dragonkin. Okay. You said them before. I don't know what they are, to be honest. I settled down and bought a house. Smart. Maybe that's what I'll be doing soon. Nice beginner house. It's called Bin Under a Bridge, and that's me. That's where I'm a troll now. I have so many models from the entirety of my GW fanboy, like 20 years, old Marines, old tanks first. Yeah, I just get rid of them. I just personally go through my own model cycle. I just I'm done with these now. I don't want to keep them. I'm going to sell them. Yeah, there you go. Rotation is okay as long as things rotate in. Oh, 100%. Yeah, agreed. They need to rotate in. Otherwise, it's not a rotation. It's just constant pruning. Could be worse. Could be a COD or FIFA player, new edition. Yeah. Luckily, I don't like sports, so we're good. There are two kinds of new edition, aren't there? Big changes like 40k 2nd edition to 3rd, and little ones like 40k 4th to 5th. I think KT needs a little edition change. Yeah, so the thing is, though, they're not marketed as, this is a tiny change to the rules. They're marketed as, everything is different. The world is changing. Sigmar lied, right? It's always massive. It's always earth-shattering, because they need people to buy the new stuff, which makes total sense. I actually finished painting my last sectors 2 days before the coal. It didn't really bother me. I'm gonna quickly go off script here, guys. Off my bullet points. If you've had models, so Horns of Fish Out, how long were they? A year? How much did they cost? £40? Mate, that's a bargain. If you actually take a step back and view this as a hobby instead of a game, the amount of time and value you get from 40 quid a year, show me where else I can get that value. I'm not actually making this argument, to clarify, but show me where else I can get £40 to last me a year. Literally nowhere. That's cheaper than filling up my car, and that lasts me a week. I don't care. I'm just saying I don't care. Even Piotr's £800, if that lasted me a year, if you actually take a step back, that's fine. Again, I'm not actually making that argument because it's flawed, and I understand that. I'm just saying, value for money extrapolated to any other hobby, you're doing fine, mate. Don't worry about it. Cool. Right. Yes, all just a comms issue. As always with Games Workshop. So here's the thing, okay? Games Workshops and the Warhammer community site is a PR site for people that are already into or just beginning to explore the company. Okay? It is not unbiased. It is not journalism. It is an advertisement, 100%. Okay? We all know that. We're not stupid. We understand. Because of that, I fully understand why Games Workshop does not say the things that a large part of the online community wants it to say. However, if we were to add a single paragraph to the stormcast line, which would say something to the tune of, we understand you all really enjoyed the evocator line, and good news, we are going to keep these tournament legal for the next 1 year or for whatever. And here is a PDF giving you a list of what each of your models can be proxied as legally in a tournament. Have a good day. That'd be it. Smashed it. Done. Rip Beasts of Chaos, obviously. But who cares about them? They could just do that. Also, just a total lack of communication. Like, why would they remove, I don't know. It so often Games Workshop doesn't do a very good job about talking about things. Case in point, Kill Team. If you recall the original marketing messages for Kill Team 2021, I thought it was and even now, you would expect that Warcry and Kill Team are about the same. No different, just one's Sigmar, one's 40k. Otherwise, they're both just the beginner set. They're both just skirmish in that universe. As what? What are you talking about? They are such different games. But as kind of proven along with the fact that Games Workshop in their, reveal live streams never ever discusses mechanics. Literally, I assume you know this. If you watch their big, huge reveal live streams, they never discuss mechanics. They don't even say vibes. They're not even these guys, they play really fast. They have this cool rule that lets you move twice. Or these guys, they've got this super awesome rule where they can put down anchors in the ground and then double their range. It's super cool, super thematic. They literally don't say anything. They're just look, he's got a little mushroom on the base. That's cool, isn't he? Yeah, fucking twats. Honestly, they piss me off. And sorry, I'm getting triggered. Because that's what sells. Because nobody gives a shit about the game. People buy it because there's cool models. That's it. Nobody cares about models. I'm getting salty. Holy crap. I need to recenter myself. I need to get zen. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Right. I'm going to rein myself in a smidge. I was about to get on tilt there, Jesus. Bought a guitar for 150 euros 13 years ago. $10 a year, pretty good. Pretty good, can't argue with that. Play Bolt Action or Blood and Plunder. Historical war games are dirt cheap and power creep literally is impossible. Until your World War I game evolves to World War II and your opponent deploys trenches, OP, mate. Historical is great, but the GW appeals... Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong, there are some great systems out there, but you know what? Games Workshop, you can actually get games of. Which, I promise you, annoys the shit out of me. Trust me. Yeah. I would love it if people gave a shit about other game systems, but they just don't. People just don't care. It is what it is. I love Dead Zone, but I have to be the one to introduce it. Yeah. You always have to be the one pushing things. You always have to be the one that is building the community, and it drains you so much, you know? Like, I did that for 2018 Kill Team, and I have had no desire to do it again. Yeah, it just took it out of me, you know? It's like, it means you have to main a game. You really can't, like, shop around. You gotta, because you just have to put all of your interest and creativity and time into one thing. It's very draining. And, you know, and what's your reward? Great news, guys. We've got a 6-person tournament. I was like, don't get me wrong, 6 players is great, but, like, come on. You know? I love Dead Zone, but I had to be the one to introduce it. Yeah, I think Dead Zone is a brilliant rule system. Nobody plays Dead Zone. In a sense, I think it's really sad that Mantic has to bring in the Halo IP to make their game system known. That is assuming that their game system becomes known because of Halo. But at the same time, you know what? Great, cool. If that works for them, awesome. It's a shame because the rule set is already there, has been for years. Why can't they just say, we won't sell or produce this units, but XYZ units will have ABC rules? If they're still removed, let's say HQs would have a core of their own. That's a slightly different issue. I understand what you're saying. You're saying, I want to still be able to use my rules after they're no longer legal. They could do that, but they would be Legends. And would you be happy with Legends rules? The answer is no. I don't. Agree with you. If one doesn't agree with your policy, just play miniatures agnostic games. Twats. Yes. Out of interest, both Mantic and Private Press have models you can no longer get. Do they allow them in tournaments and keep the rules updated? That was actually what I was just thinking about as Piotr was saying his thing. It's an interesting one. So, I can't talk about Mantic. The answer is yes, though. I know that you can still play Rebs in Dead Zone. But Privateer Press I know a little bit more about. So, interestingly, Privateer Press scrapped Mark III and they brought in Mark IV, and they still allow you to play almost everything from Mark III and Mark IV, right? They don't sell the models anymore, though. And that means, right, a lot of people that had armies already were concerned that, oh, so you've basically scrapped my army. Sure, I can play it, but, you know, you're going to obviously make Mark IV armies stronger. A lot of the recent tournaments, Mark III armies are winning. Now, my first thought is, oh, well, that's a good thing. They have balanced the game. They've truly balanced the Mark III and the Mark IV armies. So you can play your Mark III army. You don't have to buy Mark IV. They've been genuinely fair. Good. Hold on. I can't buy Mark III armies anymore. That means they've made something that cannot be bought that wins the game. Crazy as it may sound, for War Machine, I think they need to nerf Mark III armies. Now, that would piss off a lot of their players, but if I'm honest, fuck them. Privateer Press needs new players, not people that refuse to buy new models. Harsh one, yes. I don't care. I want War Machine to still be around. I want it to expand. Therefore, people need to give them money. Mark III players that refuse to update. It's been a year. Come on. Get buying, buddy. Models, games, so multiplayer. Yep. Good rage round. I held back here, card. I go on tilt very easily, so I had to hold that in. If you're looking for a fancy skirmish that's very deep, great models and great rules, Conquest First Blood isn't my vibe. I have some of it. Didn't much care for it. Purely because I like Conquest Argument of Kings as a concept, but the skirmish version wasn't as skirmish as I wanted. I quite like individual models moving around. I don't know, it wasn't that, as I'm sure you know, and that just kind of like turned me off of it. I'm sure it's a good system, but yeah, there you go. It felt a little bit like a halfway house as opposed to a true skirmish game. I'm going to use Halo as an excuse to try out the system. I've heard great things about it, but never liked the setting. Very fair. I personally quite like generic sci-fi, generic fantasy, because it doesn't alienate me. Amusing word, considering aliens are in sci-fi, but yeah, I like generic with its own twist. And that twist shouldn't be so big that I no longer connect with the setting. There you go. That's why I'm always moaning about I can't find a good generic fantasy, because Age of Sigmar is not that generic fantasy. It's gone too far, for me personally. The models are amazing, obviously, but the world? Nah, no interest. Mate, that Kill Team 18 London community was fucking amazing, though. I think I'm still chasing that high with anything. Was there a community? Or was it just me and you playing in a cinema? in a closed cinema. Yeah. The downside of good rules / games is that people can play with them. I'm having a stroke. The downside of good rules / games is that people can play them at home with friends and don't need tournaments to find like-minded people. I think I'm still having a stroke. I agree. There you go. There you go. I agree. I don't know what you've said. Sorry. It might be time for me to stop the stream if my reading comprehension is gone. The downside of good rules is that people can play them at home, or with friends. Why is that a downside? I'm skipping that one. Sorry. Halo will give a well-known IP to the great rules. Agreed. I think it's a great choice. Games are played but not public. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't think that's exclusive to good game systems, although I understand what you're saying. I do count myself lucky. Played at minimum one game every 2 weeks this year, and only one game was a GW game. Pretty good. Pretty good. What was the GW game is the question, though. I paused 40k with 6th and dropped it with 7th. Dropped Fantasy Battles with 7th. Didn't Fantasy Battles drop Fantasy Battles with 7th as well? Or did it go to 8th? It went to 8th and then 9th. It didn't exist, didn't it? Yeah, okay. I just come across the channel because of Halo Flashpoint news. Now see that nothing changed with GW. Yeah, GW is going to GW because it works really well for them. As much as we like to complain, my boys, their profit sheets are doing just fine. Nothing's going to change. Because it works really well. Yeah, there you go. Let's be honest. Why would they change a winning formula? There you go. However, do keep your eyes out for some Flashpoint, Halo Flashpoint coming, because I'm at Salute on Saturday. So I'm hoping that I can track down their demo team, record a demo game, and hopefully have a little chat with them. Are they going to tell me anything new? No. But whatever. Fuck it. I love all the emotions I just saw across your face. Yes, I struggled with that, yeah. I would love to love Kill Team, but it's too tricky, not fluid enough. I understand. Kill Team is not... I'm actually shocked Kill Team does as well as it does. It's not a particularly beginner-friendly game. So I'm amazed it's getting as big as it is. Not that it's a bad game, it's just not beginner-friendly. Not an easy one to get into. A single 10th game because I can only hate it if I've tried it. Says like, yes, agreed. That's fair. I also like to try a game before I discuss it, yes. Are there any contemporary war games? So I know currently I'm seeing people talking about a game called Blackout quite a bit. It's a modern skirmish like Spec Ops game. I don't know anything about the rules, but people are talking about that quite a bit. So yeah, you could try checking that out. I don't know anything about it though. The rule set, that is. If you're looking for full mass battle, I'm gonna say you'd have to look at something like no is the answer, but I was gonna say Team Yankee, but that's actually like World War III, but it's basically slightly advanced future. Yeah, but I don't know. The answer is not many. There you go. Ninth was a fan edition. Yeah, ninth age. Yeah. Yeah, man, pre-COVID KT 18, there was a brilliant community. I was out 4 nights a week playing Kill Team, Old Dark Sphere, Cross Club, Bad Moon, 7 Stars, even Bomb Shop. Oh yeah, I never liked traveling. That's why. I want to play Halo as well. Nice. Kill Team is more a game to catch people who drop 40k rather than to get new people in. Maybe. I don't think we'll ever truly know what, like, the majority player base for Kill Team is. I imagine it probably catches a lot of hobbyists who finally see a game they don't have to buy a whole army for, but they already have the models because they wanted the models for hobby, and they are the type of people that buy one box, and that's it. That's all they want, because they just want that painting challenge. I'm just talking bollocks. I've got no clue. Anyway, Fantasy Skirmish, have you tried D&D or not? No, I have not. But I did see that it had a event being run at Adepticon that wasn't particularly big. Which I was actually shocked by because I thought, oh, D&D should be big, right? Not particularly, no. Any interest in Clash of Steel? No, sorry. You might have noticed in the Discord there, Spartan, by the fact that when you guys start talking about Clash of Steel, I don't join in. It's because I'm not really interested in World War II tanks of a small scale, you know. And Eckhart says Spectre for contemporary war games. That rings a bell. I don't know anything about it. Blackout is it? Oh, okay. In country, maybe that's what I meant. Oh, okay. I meant what I said. Blackout is what I meant. I thought from the way people were talking about it that it was modern, not future. Okay, so try in country. And Spectre, apparently. But you're right, there are not many modern tabletop games, and I don't really know why. Something to consider. Anyway, amusingly, in the notes here, I'm going to stop the stream now because I'm bored, and I've talked for too long. But amusingly, just so you know, the next bullet points I was going to start discussing were Warcry and how nobody cares about it. And that's where I'm stopping the stream. So that's amusing. Yes. However, Beautiful Joe comes in clutch, sir. $5. Thank you so much. You're too generous. You're too kind. A true scholar and a gentleman. If you were here, I'd give you a scone. Hi, GHG. Hope you were doing good. Personally not a fan of the lack of terrain GW provides, as well as being unable to buy Gallowfall add-ons. What? Hold on. What do you mean the lack of terrain GW provides? Now, I will agree that, you know what? Yeah. Actually, odd as it might sound, in my head, I think GW does lots of really good terrain. But actually, there haven't been any standout bangers since Sector Imperialis. That was an amazing set. I've got some down there, coincidentally. But Kill Team's pretty good for terrain, though, so I don't quite know what you mean, though. Although, if you're referring, yeah, impossible to get the narrative stuff. Again, because they didn't make enough boxes. That's a supply issue, presumably. Kill Team is mostly noobs, hobbyists, etc., and burnouts like myself. Yeah. Too dumb to leave GW. Yeah. Well, you know, hey, look. Here I am, doing a stream where I've talked almost exclusively about GW when I'm not that interested in GW games at the moment. Like, genuinely. But it's nice to have the community. You know? Like, no, you know, if I couldn't stand to talk about a GW game, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, obviously, even to keep in touch with the community. But I'm quite happy to take that step back from Kill Team so that I can discuss other things. And if that means GW games, that's fine, because I'm not particularly invested in them. But, like, if you want a community, that kind of means GW. Yes, there are other communities within the tabletop sphere, of course. Of course. You can get deep into many games. Or you can find others that like to spread out and find that community too. But much like a lot of people want players, after I took that kind of step back from Kill Team, I have been really into the idea like, yeah, I want to step back from Kill Team, but you know what? I want to have my cake and eat it too. I really want to keep talking to people, you know? And I have a channel based on Kill Team. So I just hope enough people aren't balls deep in Kill Team, as I used to be, that I could talk about other things with them. And that's what these streams are. Because I don't want to talk about shit. Genuinely. Yeah. Cool. Alright. Well, thank you very much for coming along, everybody. I've almost finished the One Ring Coke. I'll get there eventually. Now, in fact. But I'm going to be honest. I've been talking for an hour and 45 minutes. And this is right after I recorded a 40-minute War Machine video for my patrons. Right after I recorded a 20-minute main channel leaks video. So I've probably talked more today than I have for quite some time. It's wearing on me, so I'm going to stop in a mo. But thank you for being here. Thank you for coming along, and if you made it to the end of the video, I'd of course like to congratulate you with a big triple hello. Wow, wasn't that wholesome? Wasn't that incredibly wholesome? Well, you know what? You guys deserve some wholesomeness in your life. I have none in mine, and as such, I deliver it unto you. Sorry I didn't do anything interesting with the background. If I'd known that I was going to literally just sit here and talk for the whole time, I've put a more interesting picture behind me at least. I will definitely be I don't know how long for. I don't know if I'm doing a flyby, if I'm literally diving to Mantic, then Corvus Belly, then leaving, or if I'm browsing. But if you see me there, say hi. None of my friends wanted to come with me, so they're all dead to me now, obviously. But, you know, whatever, it's fine. And, yeah, I'm mainly there to go and record the game demos of the games I'm interested in. And whether I put them up as one long thing or they're individual videos, don't know. Indeed. It's all about the like-minded beauty of the world. Okay, as you can tell, I've lost what I'm saying. Thanks for coming, everybody. You know, next time, come harder. All right.